Greetings, greetings, greetings. You are now tuned into the vault. Trust Christian, know nothing, control everything. Want to thank you for tuning in live, listening to replay. Always appreciate everybody that tunes in live, listens in the replay. This is the vault, episode 546. U.S. Trust, Foreign Beneficiary. This is definitely one of those episodes that we've had people reach out for years. They've talked about it. We're going to talk about it in a very selective manner. This isn't financial advice or legal advice, but we definitely are going to have a conversation today. So we definitely appreciate everybody that tunes in live, listens in the replay. We're definitely looking to grow the audience this year, so please feel free to share, like, and subscribe so we can continue to grow the channel. Here we go. The Vault, episode 546. Very interesting episode because it's U.S. Trust Foreign Beneficiary. And this episode has been sparked off by somebody that, you know, ladies and gentlemen, people don't have to put on a mindset of I know it all because they're talking to the vault or anything of that nature. So, what we've encountered is it's easy. The way we speak, quote unquote, about things, particularly, is going to share where we are. And so when we speak about that, we're talking about trusteeship. Do you have the me and my mindset? When people say, "Oh, I have a this or I have a that," and then we say, "Well, does that mean it's possessory?" And so the U.S. Trust Foreign Beneficiaries, where we get on the line, people say, "Oh, I created this, I created that, or I own this, or I own that, or I started this." So is it a U.S. entity? Oh no, I created it in the private capacity. I created it in the foreign capacity. This is the conversations that we're having in the consultations already this year. So it's I created it, but I did it privately. Well, so is it irrevocable or not? These are the conversations you can have with them, ladies and gentlemen. So we got U.S. Trust Foreign Beneficiary. Who's the foreign beneficiary? You? So you created it and you're the foreign beneficiary? Hold on. You created it? Are you the trustee too? Because you just said that you're the beneficiary. So this is where we're going to go ahead and do the episodes. Where we're going to share how can it be that way when we ask these questions because we sit around the people that can help you. So the U.S. Trust Foreign Beneficiary, this is the question that we have for the perspective that people come out with this mindset. Oh, well, the foreign beneficiary is who? Right? Is that you? Foreign means private, right? So, is that you? Are you on a certificate again? Did you create it? These are the questions that we have because they say, well, what part of it makes it US then? The fact that it's domestic. Are you domestic? So, if you created it, are you utilizing domestic laws? That's what makes it public. It's not private. So then we continue down the conversation of when they'll say, we were on the line the other day. They say, oh no, it's this. But then we got a foreign beneficiary. How are you in two positions and it's foreign? These are the questions that we have for the people that reach out. So we do the episodes on the front end so you can make sure that you have the episodes to back up your thoughts. We have trustees that did an episode for us, did a recap of it, and did a great job of it actually, of a particular episode with U.S. Trust Foreign Beneficiary. This episode is to share for sure, ladies and gentlemen, trusteeship is built off of education and a network. That's what people get in trusteeship. The U.S. trust foreign beneficiary thought process, it's almost a contradiction. That's why we put it up there. Because it's a contradiction in the fact that someone wants to have a foreign beneficiary. Do you understand that he pretty much are saying that you want the U.S. to be able to have the ability to see who the foreign beneficiaries are? This is once again where the states is at when it comes to this type of information. They say, oh, well, we want to have access to the beneficiaries. We want to know who are the beneficiaries. That's the whole, we want to know if they're foreign or they are domestic. That's what they want to know. When these distributions were made, were they foreign or domestic? Were they right? Were they foreign beneficiaries or domestic beneficiaries? These are the questions that they have. A U.S. trust foreign beneficiary. Of course, we don't know who that is. So they want to know who it is. The states. Because it's the U.S. trust. Why would it not be? If it's a U.S. trust, it's a domestic one. How do we know that? Based off the laws that it's used and is written by. So we definitely are happy and thankful that a lot of the listeners are able to hear the difference between whether it's a foreign beneficiary or a domestic beneficiary, and knowing the difference between the foreign U.S. or the foreign trust and the U.S. trust, whether it's domestic and things of that nature. When you say foreign, it's almost going to get played out here soon when you talk about it from a foreign perspective. Only you're only saying that it's foreign because of the current jurisdiction you're in. If you go to any other jurisdiction, it would be considered foreign. Other things would be considered foreign to them. So it's a very general term that can be definitely taken many different ways. But when we're talking about foreign, we're talking about in contrast to what local jurisdiction that you're in, quote unquote, or doing business in, quote unquote. And so this is definitely one of those episodes that we just had to do, ladies and gentlemen. A few people think they can just come on and say, oh, this is my this and my that. Yeah, so is it domestic? And what position do you hold? So, oh man, I got a private one. I'm private. So you're private and you created it? You created it? What happened? Are you the beneficiary too? Because that's not a foreign beneficiary now. Sounds like a domestic one. And you think about it. Where do most people get their docs from? They're getting it from a public attorney. They're going to the law library. Where else do you go? Most people don't. They're not the Robert Morris family. They're not starting out 200 years ago just off of paper. And even still, they probably had attorneys around. If you look at Robert Morris, he could have had his own attorneys. Uh, for sure drafted the document. But think about it. 200 years ago, he was right. He made sure he had people separate his business wealth from his family wealth. That's why his estate has lived on for 200 years. Who's the beneficiary if it's outside of the states? Who's the beneficiary? Is it his family for 200 years now? There are many estates that we all can see in the public that have been taken out of the public and they're private now. But they're considered to be a foreign beneficiary. They're considered to be foreign, correct? They're not in within the jurisdiction of the states. Right? They're foreign. So are they foreign beneficiaries? That means they're all outside of the United States, the whole family, right? Right. So that means are they US domestic? Oh, Trust Christian Vote, how do we get rid of the public? It means, oh, excuse me, not get rid of it. More so, how do people say, how do they exit? How do they get in a position where they're fully private? And that's easy. That's called making sure that us trust Christian, no, not to control everything. That's what it is. And so many people say, oh, is that simple? 100%. Some people say, do you need to leave some out? We'll see. Definitely appreciate everybody tuning in live, listening to replay. Definitely hit the like, hit the subscribe if you haven't already. Definitely do that. Appreciate that. U.S. Trust Foreign Beneficiary. This is one of those episodes we don't need to go forever. Definitely, if you have any questions, feel free to type them into the chat. That'll help us go a lot longer with this episode. But for the most part, this is an episode just to really answer a question that someone asked us out in the marketplace the other day, and they asked us about, or am I foreign? Well, how are you foreign and you have a U.S. trust and you saying you have a foreign beneficiary? That doesn't. A U.S. trust is just that. It's that. It's the trustee. It's the trust document that's the domestic. Oh, I got a public trust. Yeah, and so who's the beneficiary? Oh, I got a foreign beneficiary. Who's the foreign beneficiary? They don't even share with us the when we say they, we're talking about when we're on the line in consultations, ladies and gentlemen. We're definitely having consultations about these subject matters. And so someone says, well, okay, I'm in a U.S. trust. Fair enough. Okay, then where's the foreign beneficiary? That's what's going to be asked because it's public. So they could say public trust, foreign beneficiary. Does it make a difference? Does it make a difference if you say foreign trust, or was it public trust, foreign beneficiary, or domestic trust, foreign beneficiary? You think that the states wouldn't want to know? They're going to want to know. So for that reason, it's more of a thing where you all know the listening audience that listened for a long time, especially the trustees. Appreciate you for tuning live, listening this long, and in the replay. Definitely appreciate you. All the trustees, feel free to share this one. This is one of those ones where, your friends and family will sit here and say, "Oh yeah, we got something set up, but we're not foreign, but we know that, right? You're in U.S. trust, but you're not in a foreign. You're not foreign." And they know that. And they say, no, what about private? No, they're not too private. We were actually going to do an episode about just them being able to be sued. Can you be sued? Can you be sued out of an asset? Of course you can. If it's in your name, if it's public, if it's U.S. trust, foreign beneficiary. Feel free to reach out. Trustee Training, Christian at trustchristian.com. Christian at trustchristian.com. We'll say it one more time. And the email you can reach out to is Christian at trustchristian.com. Look forward to hearing from you all. It's been a great year so far in trusteeship, and looking forward to working with more trustees. Peace and joy.